Good afternoon. Welcome to another day of Bible prophecy. My name is Prophet Seaver Zell. What I want to get talk to you today about a genocide. You know, when you trust a person so long and believe in that person, he could easily conduct a genocide on you, whether you know it or not. Now, go to Genesis. Go to you go to the first part of Genesis chapter 6, what God told, revealed to us of the angels bearing children unto the daughters of men. This part it's a genocide. He's letting you know where the genocide would take place at. This person had no common ground with God because he never taken on the law of Moses, even though Jesus was the one that went to the cross and died for the Gentile. He never took on the law of Moses. Now, what I'm trying to show, what I'm going to reveal is this people was not in the book of life. Had he been in the book of life, then he would have served God. But instead, he taken on a law called democracy, created a law. His fathers created a law called democracy, and he served that law even as of today. And anybody that don't want to serve that law, the children, the sons of the father, exterminates. This is the way it is. This is the way it is from the beginning to the beginning. And so that's the way this speaks is. So at the end, as we come to the end, near the return of Jesus, we find that this man is trying to impose his will and the law of democracy upon every person upon the face of the earth. But yet he cares nothing about the law of Moses that God gave to the Hebrew children throughout the history of Bible prophecy. Told them what law they should serve and what law they should not serve. We find at the end of the time, Revelation chapter 13, that this same creature is imposing his law upon everybody on the face of the earth. What he do, he take and cause the peoples to serve this law by subduing large body of people, the governmental head of the governmental body, and demanding they serve this law. And all who do not serve this law, they would either be put to death or denied a part to buy and sell their goods on the world's market. This is what he do. This is how he carried out his genocide throughout the history of Bible prophecy. In other words, what he do is to try to make it look like he's not done it, but the will of the peoples is causing them to want to serve this law. But the law itself is abomination to God because it created a magnet where people could do anything they want according to their own will, but not the will of the God. This is the way this law of democracy works. So, going to the beginning of this law and how it operates, the man who was the Gentiles, who is the Antichrist against God, his works is revealed through his character is revealed through his work. He calls the people to take and defile their government by serving the law of democracy, which came from his father, but not their own law and not the will of their own law. He do not allow people to do this. This is the way the Antichrist were. So now in the earth, we find that there's only two major laws constructed in the earth. And that one is the law of democracy and the law of Moses. So this is what we got today in Bible prophecy. So now, as we draw closer to the return of Jesus Christ, and we find ourselves embodied in these two laws, noted in Revelation chapter 13, Revelation chapter 12, Daniel uh, chapter 3. The Antichrist, a man that serves not the God of God, but the God of his choice, he taken and tried to embed all nations into the law of democracy, excluding the law of Moses. So, and this you can find this throughout the history of Daniel and most parts of the prophets of the Bible, Ezekiel, Jeremiah, and Isaiah. You'll find all of these, the law of democracy, in Revelation and Genesis. You find the law of democracy where men would go after this law to serve this and try to dominate the world with this law and safeguard this law, but at the same time, they take and do away with the law of Moses. You find this throughout the Bible prophecy. Why I say this? We have the prophecy of, of Jesus Christ spoken of here in the Bible prophecy, the year of 2010. Well, the most intriguing part about this law is they don't want to have anything to do with the Bible prophecy of Moses. They want to exclude it completely, make sure that you take and don't abide by this law. But this law has driven the peoples of the world into a bottom of chaotic spirit, where they don't have, for their natural resources, they don't have any natural resource to run their factories. They're ran to this point. The industrialized nations who have gone to this point in time and doesn't have anything to run their factories, they know it's wrong, but they're trying to impose their will upon the peoples and nations of the world that the law of democracy is good for them. They said this out of malice to try to show the peoples of the world that they have been a prosperous nation throughout the history of their pilgrimage here on earth. While at the same time their factories and manufacturers is closing down because of the lack of crude oil. They don't have any crude oil resources to run their factories anymore because of this law. This is the truth. But as they continue to go on and impose their will on other nations, they try to make it look as if they're doing well and they is a failure here upon this earth. This is the body of the spirit of this law, which have plagued them throughout the years. What they do is they take it in and say, well, we're done fine, America's fine, and the world sees they're not fine. So what they do is go and take the natural resources of other nations who serve the God of God, impose their will upon these nations, and cause them to serve the law of democracy, trying to make a bad scene work when God had ordained before him to kill this bad seed because of his ways. But people doesn't see this. They take every nation they go see done well that is not of